and its Cybertron. And now its residents shall witness its dismemberment. Rise, my podcast. Serve your new master well. All hail Unicron.
Good evening, dear listeners. This is episode 56 of All Hail Unicron. Thanks for joining us, all one of you. I am your hostess with the mostest, although I'm a host, not a hostess, but maybe I am. Don't assume my thing, you know?
Do you have
Robert
that,
Detail.
do you have that cream filling in the center? You know you
Well,
do.
somebody whipped his hot cock out. Somebody's hot cock dripped into my crack.
Yep.
So, I am Robert Detail, and you heard the voice of the lovely T2RX6. Should have been a 7, but he was crossing his eyes when he hit enter there when he was spelling his name.
True story. Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm living the dream, so to speak.
Oh. Just filling cracks.
Filling cracks. So it's my life.
And coming up right behind him, we have Mr. Rich the Pre-Order himself. Say hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Everything good tonight?
Everything's good tonight.
Wonderful,
Indeed.
wonderful, wonderful.
How are you, Robert?
I'm doing good. This is the second week in a row that I left my wife and mother-in-law in Jersey. You know, and we did it last week because it was a short school week, and I was just like, yeah, why don't you just stay here with your mom, and we'll come back on Wednesday night.
No
and
ulterior motives at all. Just
nothing at all. It's all just, you know, hey, you guys can enjoy.
I don't want to take away from your enjoyment or time.
I mean,
together.
yeah, and yesterday I was just like, well, we got to close the pool. I got an electrician who needs to come. So who you want? And she's complaining about our mattress. Like, we got Simmons or something, or I forget what it is, but we got like a firm mattress several years ago, thinking we'll get firm and it's gonna, like, you know, over a year or two it'll break in. So, you know, because we've gotten softer mattresses in the past and then they cause back pain over time. I was like, let's go firm. This thing, because we didn't get a box spring, we just have like an adjustable frame, you know, up and down, the head and the feet. This thing never broke in. It's just like rock hard. So we hate our bed. And then she's like, can I get a new bed? I'm like, yeah, get a new mattress. Fine. I'm like, see, you should, but how are we going to get it delivered? Because it'll come in a day. You should stay here with your mom. I'm like, you know, so she stayed in Jersey with her mom again. And I don't mind. I'll wake up at 6:30 in the morning, take both kids to school. I'll do everything. Go to bed earlier. If it means I have peace and quiet in my house, I will take it any day of the week. You know, but yeah, so things are good. Things are good. Thank God.
Very nice.
Good.
So, gentlemen, I'm assuming that somebody got something over the last 2 weeks or so. Justin, could that be you?
Yeah, I did. You know, through lack of better judgment, I got the oh fuck, why is her name eluding me? The Jazz that came from expensive company PanguToys. Yeah, because Robert posted all kinds of pictures, and you know.
And what do you think?
He's amazing. He's the only flaw I could give this Jazz is that I don't understand why PanguToys is like, you have a shoulder cannon that can work as a handgun or a shoulder cannon. I'm like, why not both? Like, you went this far, why not both? You know, like we got extraneous riot shield type thing.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not going to use that. But
Jazz
like,
having a riot shield.
Exactly. And then I was looking at the gun, I'm like, well, maybe like the back part like pulls out and it has the gun in. No, it doesn't. I'm like, come on. Like, all I want is him to have a gun in hand and the shoulder cannon. But other than that, he's gorgeous. So,
you know what doesn't make sense to me is, as I recall, if you order from D4 Toys website directly, there's usually an exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this one came with one.
It's interesting.
It's always an exclusive accessory.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing that's going
Like
to
a
ruin
second
your
gun.
figure. Like, right, you would think like maybe a second gun. Like their Prime came with, I mean, that was an awesome accessory. It came with like this badass battle axe.
Yeah.
That only you'd get if you order from them directly. The drift, the first one they did, he came with like a helmet, like an IDW style helmet.
Yeah.
It's from, different degrees of coolness. Like the Megatron, which is an amazing figure. It's the IDW Stealth Bomber Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
He comes with like a suitcase for like a sniper rifle, which I think is really stupid.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pose my Megatron carrying a fucking gun case, right? Like he's the sniper on a rooftop. He's fucking Megatron.
He's on the grassy knoll.
But so anyway, it's different degrees. I can't remember what Star Saber came with. I got all of them except the first one was Drift. I hadn't caught on, at first, that ordering direct.
That Drift is a good looking toy. I've never messed with it, but everything I saw looked really good.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I don't even like Drift, so.
No, me neither. That's why I don't know why I got it. Because it was like FOMO from the get go FOMO, and that's what happened with these Dreamstar toys, and now I'm just like, I don't want them anymore. I'm like, I got a notification from Show Z that like my $1 pre-order, it's time to pay for the rest of it because it's gonna ship, and I'm like, keep my $1, I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not buying that fucking thing. I'm not. Hold on. Let me log in. I want to log in and see, because they'll tell you on their website what is exclusive about it.
I checked the group chat. I was looking because I wanted to see this gun that doubles as both. Mm-hmm. And it looks like it's a face. That picture that I sent in chat came from Big Bad, their website.
What, the exclusive?
Yeah, it's got a yellow.
Oh, so one of his faces is the exclusive special bonus part for pre-order. Oh, that's cool, but
yeah, it's not as good as if they had just included an extra gun or something. And like I said, like you give that shield in the middle, which doubles as like crotch armor. What's the thing on the left? Is that supposed to be like the grappling hook piece?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so you got that, and then you got the crotch shield, and then you got the shoulder cannon / handgun, and I'm like, I wish you gave me something else for that instead of the shield piece. I didn't need the shield. So.
Yeah, I mean, he already comes with 2 swap out faces, standard. You really need a third?
And in every single case, I always look at him like, I'm probably not going to use any of these faces either. Like, I just want the one that's on the actual toy. So.
Right, because Jazz is cool. Yeah. You're going to display him cool and calm.
Yeah.
Everything's in control, not screaming at you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not going to use that. Take the faces away, take the shield away, and give me another gun. Yeah. And that would have been completely perfect. So
like
for
more
mine,
G1 kind of gun.
For mine, even though Jazz in the cartoon didn't have the wings, I like how he looks with the wings on his back, to bulk out his back a little bit. I don't mind the little backpack thing that it has to plug into, though. I did question why there wasn't just a thing to plug in. This picture that Rich sent, you see the 2 silver things on the left side there? Like the very left? What are those for?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I know 2 of them. I mean, they must be configurations for the wings.
The doors? Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Because you can have the wings on his shoulders.
Yeah.
As well, like in front.
Oh, okay. That's right. They did show him having them on his forearms. That's probably what that's for. So I totally
put them on his shoulders, his forearms, and on that backpack.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
So you're supposed to display him with the riot shield as a butt flap? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's like a crotch flap, they called it, or something in the instructions.
Why does he have to have a butt flap?
I don't know. Because it looks so damn good on that old MP Ultra Magnus.
Right. We have butt flap PTSD. We have BF butt flap syndrome.
In fact, here's the pic of it.
I don't need a butt flap.
BFSD. No, yeah, BFSD.
The wings you can put on his forearms.
Uh-huh.
You can put them on.
That's what those things obviously for.
You can put them on the front of his shoulders as well, and you can put them on his back.
I also thought it was weird. Like, when I looked at the instructions, it was like showed the top of his shoulder like flipping straight up. It's like gimmick. I'm like, what's the gimmick?
They're like, we articulated his shoulder.
Yeah, I'm like, is that what it is? That the shoulder pedals articulated? I'm like, that's not really a gimmick, you guys.
So I know why they give you the butt flap. Does he come at a stand?
He does, yes.
It's to make him look aerodynamic while he's flying. Look at the side view. Look, see the side view? See, he got his wings and the butt flap. He looks like he can fly.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't need that.
I don't need the butt flap. No thanks.
No, I need an extra gun.
Yeah.
So.
And it looks like the gun he does come with, you turn it around. Is that right?
No, you just flip down the handle and I believe it compresses a little, if I recall correct.
Yeah.
Because it looks like in some shots he's got the pointy part sticking forward, like on the shoulder.
Oh, I never noticed that in that picture. You're right. They did
And that's
do that.
like a missile, but then when he's holding it as a gun, he's holding it with the barrel forward.
I suppose
Wow,
you could
Justin,
do that if you really wanted to.
Wow, that's so stupid. We've been doing it wrong.
Yeah, mine is definitely not going to work like that. So.
I don't mind the little pointy part.
I didn't even realize it. No.
Oh, wait a minute. Wow, you discover more as you go. Let me show you this picture, Justin. Did you know you could do this with the wings? Oh, look at this. They are also speakers. Look.
I did not realize this. No.
Oh,
You turn them around and put them behind his shoulders, and they're his speaker weapon.
Which is an interesting thing that like you find all these features, they show you this on like product shots, but not in their actual manual. They're like, hey, his arms and stuff move. I'm like, well, I got that. He's an action figure, right?
I know, they're like gimmick.
Yeah, shoulders
Wow.
move. Like, how about you show me how to use all the stuff that's in the box? So
I can't believe I didn't know the whole little nubby missile thing.
yeah, I
So
didn't realize
silly.
that either.
What do you mean? He thinks it's a nubby missile, so he points it backwards on his shoulder and he fucking kills Prime by accident.
Well,
do it with style and don't do it at all.
like this is what that gives me like other questions on this thing too. Is like, so if the missile is intended to be this little like nubby thing, then why did you not give us a gun? Like, clearly the missile didn't even need to be that long. You know,
It could have been it could have been basically a nubby missile launcher on the shoulder, a handgun.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to combine them,
yes,
you can combine them
that's why when
into
I
a
looked at it,
long
like
shoulder gun or a long handgun.
it looks like something pulls out because of the gray nubby missile on the back. Like it really does. It looks like it just pulls
Hey,
right out.
Prime! Megatron's coming. Get behind me. Comply. Oh, shit,
Yeah.
Prime. I'm sorry.
I did not notice that they want the little nubby missile forward. That is.
It makes sense.
They should have just put two of them in there so you could have both.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too. Like, why not just have two of the same thing in there? Then
You could have him kind of dual wielding two guns, or you could have a gun and a launcher.
yeah, it didn't really feel like it made sense for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so rude. I'm eating pretzels. Oh,
you
God.
bastards.
So what else did you get, Justin?
That's it. That's all I got this week. So
That's it?
yeah. That's it.
Rich, what did you get? Not pre-order. Unless a pre-order came in. If a pre-order came in the last 2 weeks, then you can get it. And if you pre-ordered something in the last 2 weeks and it arrived before this show, I'll send you $5.
And let me double that question real
Don't
quick.
think so.
Did you see any movement on that Metroplex that shows he sent to you?
I got a tracking number, but it just
I got it
says
too. And it's
prepare.
just like information sent to shipper. I was like, okay.
Wait a minute. You guys both ordered that Utopia-sized Metroplex?
Yes.
Yes.
You sillies.
Yeah.
We got some news for it too coming up. Spoiler alert.
Silly.
It sucks.
It's gonna be shit. It's gonna. You know
Well-
what? You guys can pose it with your new Dreamstar figures.
I don't know. It's Metroplex. He doesn't have to transform all that much. He just has to look good. So
Utopia looks better than him.
he does. He does. I love my Utopia.
So,
You
so
got
another. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so another funny story about that Metroplex. I was telling Justin I went to the Magic Square, MagicSquareToys.com or whatever it is, because that's where I order my Combaticons from, direct from Magic Square.
Right.
They now have a listing for this Metroplex and for a Unique Toys figure.
What?
So
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Maybe they're just trying to. They can't be related.
Well, wasn't there a rumor that Magic Square was related to DX9 and Unique Toys?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But who's the creator of this?
I could see the Unique Toys thing too, because think about like, I'm looking at it right now, that Sandstorm they did, and then like Carry, like it's all Magic Square plastic.
Here, I'll send a link. And DX9, they definitely, like the legends that they did, the Warren Pocket, I think they were called.
They were very similar, yeah.
Very similar. The boxes have that super thick cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at that link I just sent,
I don't see this Metroplex thing. I'm on their webpage. Let me check out your link.
It's only on their Black Friday link.
From Facebook or something? Or just
you can see it if you go to their website and go to characters where it shows all their products. There's a BFCM 2023 is what it says on the left.
So wait. Okay, so let's assume we didn't see this on Magic Square's page, and I said, "Who makes this Metroplex?" What would you say?
Without having
Culture.
it, I'm not sure.
We don't have a company name.
Yeah, it's SiYang Culture. But if you were asking, like, I assumed you meant you're asking, what other company do you think this feels like or seems like? Without having it, and I don't know, but
no, I just meant the company. SiYang.
SiYang Culture.
SiYang.
This doesn't scale with Legends, though. I don't know, guys.
I don't know. I think it looks pretty good with the Legends.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Well, we'll talk more about this coming up because I think there's some pictures with it.
Okay,
with
so
figures
you pre-ordered this guy, but he didn't arrive yet.
Yeah.
Correct.
You owe me $5.
All right.
Okay, so what else did you get?
So what I did get was I got the Magic Square Blast Off. Speaking of them, he just arrived today, and he looks just as great as the others. I have not got them all into combined mode yet. Keeping with the Legends, I got NewAge Ultra Magnus. I know that's not, but catching up.
No, that's a good figure. That's way better. Way better than Magic Square.
Yeah. I have one of the Magic Square Ultra Magnus. I think it's, I don't know. Did they do a second release? I know they redid their Prime.
I don't know at this point.
I think I have.
Yes,
I think
yes,
I've
they
got.
did.
Okay, so did they redid Ultra Magnus too? I don't even know what the fuck I have.
They did a G1 Magnus that was smaller, but still scaled well with their Prime.
Yeah.
Then they redid Magnus, and he was like an armored version.
Yeah.
And remember, he came with like filler pieces that became like shoulder guns that are garbage.
Yeah, and they had the Yeah, I know. That's the one I'm talking about. And that one was based off of the Prime mold. Like, so they made the white Prime, and then you could get the Ultra Magnus armor for it. That's the one I have. I don't know if they did a third based on them making a new Optimus Prime. They did make another Optimus Prime, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm so lost at this point, okay? I have a shelf. I have a couple of shelves. I have so many little Primes on them. I can't fucking tell which is which from what. I don't even know anymore. It's absurd. It's silly. I'm confused.
Yeah, that's why I only stick with NewAge for the most part. Then I don't have to be confused. I just buy one company stuff.
I remember when they said that, the new Magic Square Prime's coming out, and then I went and I pre-ordered it. It came in. It turns out it was a pre-order for the rerun of the second version of the Prime, and I was like, I can give up. I don't care. You know what? I don't care. You know what? Because the new one's probably gonna look just like this one anyway. I have so many of them. I don't even know.
Yeah, this is true.
And my buddy was like, my friend came over, and he started collecting again, and he likes the Legends, and I was like, you can have one of my Primes. I was like, just not this one or this one, and he was like, well, what about any of these? I'm like,
what about this Robos then?
I was like, no.
Like,
No,
fine,
the
I
little-
got 3 of those anyway.
With the Legends, I was just like, fuck it, dude. You know what? I can't tell the difference. Just fucking take one. I don't care. I was like, they're all the same. Like, I'm looking and I'm like, I can't tell.
But leave me
You
a
know?
trailer for one of them. It doesn't have to be the right one. Just leave me a trailer for one of them, and I'll figure it out.
That's actually what I did say. I was like, I need this one because I know this matches with this trailer. But what I should have said was, you know what? You can have one if you take the rest of these trailers because I don't want all these accessories in my life.
So he's got 1 Prime and like 5 trailers now.
No, I didn't really give him the trailers. I just gave him a Prime and no trailer. I might have actually given him one that came with the trailer, though. No, I think I did. I think I gave him a complete set. You know, it was in the box. That's why I didn't give a shit. It might have been that second release of the re-release. It might have been the re-release of the second version of their Prime when I thought that I was buying the 3rd version. I think that's what I gave him. And I think it came with like all the basic Prime accessories in a box, as I recall. I'm confused. I don't even know, and I don't care anymore. I don't even, you know. But so anything else?
Yeah. So I got the NewAge Wheeljack.
I didn't get mine yet.
He's cool.
You like him?
I do. He's really nice. The finish on him is so nice. It's that pearlescent white, but it looks and feels painted and just really nice touch, really nice detail.
He seems aesthetically a lot like the MP. At least not a lot, but similar in some ways.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, I wish he just looked a little different. I don't know. I'm waiting for him. I can't wait.
He's nice. I like him a lot.
Anything else?
Yeah, I got a couple more things. I got I don't know who it's supposed to be. They keep touting it as Dr. Wu Sandstorm, the Legend Scale Sandstorm, but it's not in that Dr. Wu size. Dr. Wu's logo is on here.
Oh, no, you got a PanguToys.
It's Mechanic Studio. Yeah, PanguToys, Mechanic Studio, same company. I got their Sandstorm.
That's Robert's favorite company.
Oh, God. It's
Loves it.
You know,
Robert is going to probably be messaging me about getting you off the show because he loves them so much.
It's funny. It's like I'm out. I've stopped collecting a section of the Legends just because of that dude, you know, and it's funny. And now it's like he's in with Dr. Wu, and I feel so bad for Dr. Wu because that guy's going to get screwed at some point, you know, but whatever.
It's really confusing and funny. So the box has MS-36, right? Mechanic Studio. If you look at the bottom, there's a Dr. Wu symbol, that like sort of Autobot symbol with like the COVID mask on. And then I bought it from Show Z, so they put their sticker on here, like an identifying sticker, and it says Mechanic Toy.
Oh boy.
So it's like, who is it? What is it? But yeah, I got him, and he's pretty nice. I like him. He fits with Legend scale. You know, it fits with that Astro Train and the Blitzwing that they did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going with your upscale Legends now.
Well, I think he fits pretty well with like the NewAge though, because all 3 of those are bigger bots.
Well, at least you're getting different companies. I mean, shit. I got 3 different sized Ultra Magnuses, and 2 are from the same fucking company. Actually, I have 5. No, I got the Iron Factory Ultra. Remember Little Maggie?
Mm-hmm.
I still have Little Maggie, and I have 2 versions of him. And then I got, honestly, the best Ultra Magnus out there is the new Iron Factory IDW one. That thing is gorgeous.
It looks nice, yeah.
It's an amazing figure. And I think they're supposed to be coming out with something else for it or adapting it somehow. I don't know. But then you've got the 2 Magic Square Ultra Magni, and then you got the NewAge, and now you've got, I'm sure PanguToys knocked it off or something and upsized it. But I don't know.
Will be if they haven't.
It causes a dissonance on your shelf when your Legends don't scale to each other, you know? And I mean, I don't know what it's like to have the Mechanic Studio ones. I guess if you have the triple changers, it's okay if they're all in scale to each other.
Yeah, that's kind of, you know, if I can rationalize how they scale with each other, then I'm usually okay with it. So.
Right.
So yeah. I'll have to get out the Astro Train and Blitzwing, but I'm pretty sure the Astro Train is maybe a little, I'm looking at NewAge Magnus right now, maybe about the same size, if not a touch shorter than Ultra Magnus.
Did you get
NewAge.
Did you get the PanguToys hot rod?
Yeah, I have that. But
I think
he
I
doesn't
have
sit
that
on my
one.
NewAge shelf. You know,
I
like
hope
he's too big.
that's Mech Fans Toys as well.
Yep.
Oh, are they? I didn't know that.
Yeah. He actually sold. He like stole the design from one company he was making it for and sold it to another company. So I'm not sure which one's PanguToys and which one's whatever it was. But I really hope right now, if you guys look at it, it's the same height as your Astra train in your hot dog truck.
So
hope
the
he's
Rodimus is
small.
too big. He's as big as like the NewAge. He's the size of the NewAge Ultra Magnus. So he's too big. for
Oh
me, but
God!
he looks cool.
Oh,
I'm okay with it. Yeah, about that.
somebody
size.
else did a hot rod then before that, or a Rodimus before that.
No, it's the same. It's the same design, but one is an older version of the same design. It's the same designer, and he took the design and sold it to someone else, and then finished it. There's some shit like that. So Justin, you just like squint and say you're a Rodimus. That's what you're told.
No. I just have that figure, but I don't put it with my kids. So
So the last thing I got was I did pick up finally the Star Toys Blitzwing.
Oh, very good.
It's a good Blitzwing.
It is a good Blitzwing.
I'm pissed off at Fans Toys for not ever releasing theirs. Like all those rumors, like it's coming, it'll be here next. Back in the day when we were on Shirecast, the one who shall not be named was like, I've heard it's coming at the end of the month, like 6 times.
Oh, Bobby.
I remember that.
Yeah.
You can say Bobby's name.
Yeah, I know.
He does look like Voldemort a little. So, what if Star Toys, somebody stole the Fans Toys design?
It was just Fans Toys' design.
And now they're like, oh, fuck!
Well, good. Then I got it for much cheaper than Fans Toys seems to run anymore.
I
So.
mean, it really does kind of jive with Fans Toys' current aesthetic. In a way, like they probably would have slapped some chrome and lead in him, and then called it a day.
Some unnecessary chrome.
Put some unnecessary chrome where it really doesn't belong. I don't know. Like he has been chrome out his cannon,
Probably.
his turret,
Chrome all over his feet.
Just the tip.
just the tip of the turret, all of his feet, one of his wings. And make him really tuned.
The barrel of the tank for no reason.
Oh boy, that's a good figure though. That's really
It is
nice.
a good figure.
It
I like how
doesn't-
the actual turret transforms too, so that it kind of
Yeah.
hides the barrel and everything.
That's a
It's
good
well done.
figure. It's funny because it doesn't and it does present well with Fans Toys Astro Train. It does if you kind of just put Astro Train a little more in the dark so you see less of the detail on them, and they look good together. They do look good together. I just wish the aesthetic melded better, but Fans Toys changed it. What's wrong with me? Fans Toys changed their aesthetic, so now you got the Astro Train, and then they got knocked off, and they have this really more simple tune thing with no chrome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, Fans Toys. All right, so
So that's it. What did you get, Robert?
I didn't get anything. I got I didn't get it in hand, but I received it in the mail. The RoboSen had sent out to like the first first wave of people who had pre-ordered the Grimlock. They notified us like a couple months ago that we were getting like a courtesy complimentary extra accessory kit, and it's Grimlock's waiter outfit with the apron and like the tray and the bow tie, and it's like giant, and you can have him walking around holding up tray of glasses, and he has a bow tie and an apron. It's in the office, but I've seen everybody so happy. Of course, everybody on RoboSen's Facebook page is posting pictures of their dressed up Grimlock. But I think I got Vortex. I'm not sure it came in the last 2 weeks though. But it's Swerve. But I think we talked about that. No, that's it. I didn't really get much. No.
Huh?
All right. So let's hit the show. This is episode 56. I'm not sure if I said that. I feel like we've been in the 50s for like a year now.
Mhm.
All right.
True story. We get to 59, and then we just restart back to 50.
We get the 100, and then we all quit the show and start a new one.
It's true.
What should the next one be called?
We'll figure it out. We got time.
Primus's balls. All hail Primus Grundle.
The scrote of Primus. There we go.
Speaking of which, I actually played a multiplayer Mobile Legends the other day, and one of the my adversary on the other side that I was fighting, it's a 5-on-5 fight, said that I played like ass in the comments afterwards, and I said, look at our scores. If I'm ass, you're the Grundle, and his whole team was like, ooh. Anyway, all right. Peter Cullen received a well-deserved Lifetime Achievement Award. Let's see. The National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, which is the outfit that handles the Emmys and more, is giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to none other than Peter Cullen, voice of Optimus Prime in Generation 1, the live-action movies, and more. He also voiced a ton of others, including Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh, and in the intro voiceover to Voltron, which is correct. We congratulate Mr. Cullen. It is well-deserved. Read on for the press release.
Definitely deserves it, right? I mean,
yeah, but it's the Nicolas Cage "I'll take any job they give me" award. What the fuck?
Sure.
All right. I mean, I think it's amazing. This man's an icon, and it's nice that we got to live, at the same time as him.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and I can tell you this: when Peter Cullen is gone, Transformers is gonna take a huge nosedive. Like, it's just not gonna happen. So.
Yeah, they should have been working on this a while now, finding a suitable replacement.
But that's the question. Do you try to find somebody who sounds like him? And I think we saw that with what's his face in that CGI show.
Sure.
But
yeah.
Or do you just try to reinvent him and let the past be the past and don't sully it with a poor imitation?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what Disney does, what Disney did for like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse.
What Disney do?
What Disney be doing up in there is they have somebody come and kind of like mentor under the current voice actor for a long time.
Ah.
And then they kind of take the reins and keep going. At least with their major ones. Like I said, Donald and Mickey, I know they did that with. So it may not be identical, but at least they capture the essence of the character as well. And
well, you know what they can do? They can just Bumblebee him, rip out his voice box.
Yeah, that'd be great.
They could just Darth Vader him too, where they just buy the rights to AI his voice.
They rip out his voice box, but instead of using a radio, he can only communicate with TikTok shorts. He's just like, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, what if she knows? How's she ever gonna know? Ding, 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 ding. All right. Next up, Fans Hobby's reign as king of third-party Unicron trilogy continues. With all the competition they're facing, they're still up on top, beating away the competition with their take on Armada. We're talking Armada Overload.
No, this is Wing Saber.
Oh, you skipped one.
Edward John.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
That's all right. We can overload.
Let's go to Wing Saber. Of course it's Wing Saber, not Overload. I should have known that.
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
I mean, ultimately, Wing Saber, he's fine. He does what he's supposed to do. And that's all I can say about it.
he transforms into something that looks like the cool paper planes that my classmates could make and I never could.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well,
you know what I'm talking about?
I
know
exactly
long
what
one.
you're talking about, yeah.
And I'd be like, how do you make that one? All I can do is bend the tip in so it doesn't get all squidgy after my first throw.
The thing that gets me about this Wing Saber, and I feel the very same way about the next thing that's coming. But so Wing Saber, how he connected to the Armada Prime is like you basically pulled off the legs and you split the torso in half, and that's how you get the upgrade to that Prime. But it's what made that Energon Wing Saber not so great is that his face splits right down the friggin' middle, and it's but this one does it too.
So what you're saying is that far before the Bayverse,
yes,
Prime
right
was
before
give
the
me your
Bayverse.
face.
Exactly. So
And just
and it's
ripped
like,
it in half.
but like, and that's my problem with this is like, okay, fans hobby, if this is a quote unquote premium version of this character and all that stuff, then why the hell haven't you engineered the way for the head to transform into the body, you know, and not have a, you know, 50-50 face, which I think looks stupid. And it limits everything. Like you can't look around, like you can't do anything because of how it's made. So like look at picture 3 from back, and like look how big the gap is from the back.
He looks like he looks like this is 1.34 seconds after an anime samurai slashed quickly in his direction.
Yeah.
Or
like,
the end
he's like, oh, and the blood splatters.
Like you could get away with this for like the kids' toy that the Energon one was, but like, you know, like this is gonna be an expensive purchase, right? Like
It'll be $200, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah, like this isn't like oh yeah, I'm gonna throw $50 at this thing. This is, you know, $100-$200. So
yeah, but he has an ab crunch. It looks like his head turns. Look at photo.
I see that, and it
4.
It could be that they have like a half circle in there it'll make it rotate left and right, but I don't know. It looks so bad like that.
He has an ab crunch.
Yeah.
I mean, the knee joints look kind of cool. Like the knee joints are buried inside the shin, which is interesting. I think you're being a little negative, ninny.
No, I think that this is fail.
Maybe they wanted to call back to the vertical split. Maybe that's what you remember.
Perhaps.
You know?
So their overload is 170. I don't see Wing Saber on a pre-order anywhere, but I imagine it'd be similar price. Even the Prime I felt was way overpriced. So
okay, let's look at Overload now. Not to be confused with Overlord. Because the only Overload we're getting here is cheap red. Overload with the cheap ass color red. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing for this too is like I watched the transformation of it. Like PL I think has an advanced copy, and it's just like yeah, it's better than Armada Overload, but like not that much better. Like it's not $170 better than Armada Overload, and it looks kind of stupid. Like you know,
God,
like
he's much smaller than that Prime. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Is his cab just his head?
Yes. The cab of so his head is a Minicon, as I understand it.
Wait, I was kidding.
No. It legit. He's got the big body is pulled by a little Minicon truck. Yeah, and
he's like a big Minicon.
Exactly.
He's a Biggicon.
Yeah, I mean this is pretty faithful to the original.
I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, but again, like it doesn't feel like it's a big upgrade from what already exists, you know?
Well, those base modes are pretty useful and interesting. You see the base modes, the shot with the Prime and Overload?
I've seen something of that where his
which
cannon
photo
feet
is this?
They're near the
overhanging
end.
it.
Yeah.
It's in there. Just keep scrolling. You'll see they have a shot there.
And then Overload does in the trailer mode, it becomes a trailer for Jetfire, which we've seen them doing too, which
oh my God, it is his head. Oh, that's hilarious. It is his head.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. No, but the cool thing about these base modes, right, is you're a collector, you know, and your collection room in your mom's basement is your sanctuary.
And how
these
can I
guys
take up more room in my collection? I'll put these in base mode.
Well, you keep them in base mode, ready to fight off any females that come down there. You know, if they see this, they'll be like, "Oh, bye." Dislike on Tinder. All right. Okay. Well, if you like Armada and if you like weird, I don't like that color red. I don't even care if that's accurate to the show. It looks like KO plastic red, and it shouldn't. It should look because the Prime looks fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, the colors and shit look nice on that. And then this guy.
Yeah.
It's like I could have bought him on Canal Street, and I know I couldn't have. It's just the shade of red is just cheap. But I'm happy for you. I still think Wing Saber's better with his vertical split. Let's see here. Now, the moment of truth. SiYang Culture renders of companion figures for their Metroplex.
I'm in.
How much is the Metroplex?
I think it's 190.
Yeah, I think it sounds right.
Something like that.
Oh, it comes with a 6-gun, and he comes with what's the car's name again? Like
Scamper.
Cunt Punch. What was his name?
Yes.
Yep,
The only thing I can say with Scamper is I don't understand why they didn't give him that like futuristic car vibe. Like he had the like kind of the Rodimus look going before, and now he's kind of got like 80s. I don't want to say muscle car, but 80s. I don't know, big boat car. Like I'm pretty sure my friend's mom had one of these that drove us back and forth to the pool. You know, because this one has 2 more.
It's a little Mad Maxy.
Yeah. It's just not as like sleek sports car as he's supposed to be. Maybe I'm not.
What do you mean
I don't know.
sleek? Hinges are extremely aerodynamic, and this guy has hinges and pegs sticking off the top. He's got horizontal hinges of various heights and sizes, horizontally on the sides, and he's got a vertical one. And you could pretend it's some type of brake, like an air brake or something, by his front wheel, by his fender.
Yeah.
I mean, this man. Look at the pegs by his back wheels. There's 3 of them. He's pegalicious, man. He'll peg your ass. All right.
The shame of it is I really like the Hasbro Scamper that they did a few years ago, and this is just I don't know. I don't like Scamper as much. 6-gun looks fine and looks like he has a piece that's gonna be able to fit on the Metroplex to make that like building. So I don't know. We'll see.
It just okay. Anyway, I don't know. I'm happy for you guys if you like it. I am. Okay, next. Who, you say? Well, here's a reminder of their Metroplex next to the Make Toys Utopia.
Yeah, I saw this picture, and like I do love Utopia. Utopia is a beautiful figure, and like I think like pretty much hands down when it comes to Metroplex, Utopia looks better than this one because this one's very G1. Like you have to like the G1 toy to want this. Like this really
You
looks,
have
it
to
looks like
log into
articulated
Toy
G1. You know?
You have to get the toy hacks for this.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'm like, when I see this picture, I'm like, I hope that it has more paint than this thing. You know? Because like,
No,
if it's just this white plastic, like, oh boy. So,
Justin, this is what you're getting.
yeah, well, if that's what I'm getting, then I'm gonna be putting in some work, I guess. So
Just, I guess, just a wash. We'll probably do it just to bring out the detail, dirty him up a little bit. He could look a little dirty. He's a big, dirty city. You know.
I will say I really do like the LEDs in the arms that light up for the city. Like the city looks super cool with the.
Hey,
the
San
lights
Francisco.
on.
Oh, yours won't. Yours won't.
Yeah, mine won't. It'll be a situation that the arm, if you rotate it too much, it snaps a wire.
No, I'm just saying, like the actual one comes with no paint nor LEDs. So, does it bother you? Alt mode is so much smaller than the Utopia. You okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
You don't care, right? You're not gonna have him in alt mode fighting off the women. You already got your woman.
Exactly. He's just gonna be sitting there as Metroplex standing.
I love that they can dock into each other and be lovers in base mode.
That is important.
It's an interesting base mode. Oh, there's no ramp? He doesn't have a ramp?
It better. I saw that too.
He does. Yeah,
they're not showcasing no ramp.
I thought they showed it somewhere.
Oh, it's on the last picture.
Yeah, it is. It is. I see now. It doesn't hit the ground though.
The one where it's all lit.
I don't see it. Fuck. Wait, what last picture?
One where it's lit up, you could see it, but it doesn't actually hit the ground. It just kind of makes an angle to the ground.
Oh, that's the trap. He entraps the Autobots and kills them.
Yeah.
Oh. Please.
The more I look at it, the more I definitely appreciate Utopia, but we'll see. So Utopia is a beautiful figure.
I don't think you're gonna like this. I want you to like it, but I don't think it's a no-name company. But interestingly, as pre-order had mentioned, it's on sale at Magic Square's website. Which is really weird, but I pray this is made of Magic Square vinyl. That would be awesome.
Oh, I'll be so angry.
Oh, really, really thin Magic Square vinyl.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm glad. In either case, I'm still glad that I've got the Utopia. So,
One thing you can't see here is he does come with a slammer, the little tank.
Mm-hmm.
But
you can see it in the picture where he's sitting next to Utopia. It's on his one arm as part of the skyscraper.
Where?
Go look again.
Yes, he's Slammer.
He's plugged in just like he should be.
Oh, yeah, at the top there.
He's on the wait. I'm blind. So you don't actually see Slammer, you just see a tower.
It's Slammer without his turret, which is the way he was in G1. His turret plugs in somewhere else, and then the body kind of just plugs into the top of a turret or top of a tower.
So I will tell you, Robert, the reason that this got me is that as a kid, Metroplex was up there with my favorite toys to mess with. He goes hand in hand with my doctor story where I saw First Aid. I saw First Aid and I saw Metroplex, and First Aid eluded me forever. But Metroplex is one I had. So I had to get this because I love G1 Metroplex.
Well, I hope it's good.
I hope so too.
Do we get any insight into those joints? We'll see. And so this thing, you got the Show Z notice. You're gonna get it in like a day. You're gonna get the
the Show
shipping
Z
notice
like last week, and that's why I was like, "Have you seen any movement?" Because like by now I was like, "Yeah, I should have had this by now," but I have not.
They ship to somebody in the States, and then that person ships.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they're gonna do to you. You're gonna see. Oh well, okay. Well, I really hope it's good. I do, and it's just what an interesting scale to go with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You know, they should reissue that Utopia and the Dystopia.
I am surprised with Make Toys' resurrection and propensity for releasing things that they've already done before, Seekers, that they haven't.
Make Jets.
Yeah, Make Jets is what they
So
should be called,
so my 2-second conspiracy theory, since TF Source put the pre-order for the 3 main Seekers up.
Right.
Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp for $160 on Black Friday.
3?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
for the 3-pack.
Yeah, the 3-pack. That was an insane deal.
It's like $160. So my theory, my conspiracy black helicopter theory is that TF Source bought them, but they only bought the Seeker molds. And so they're just cranking out Seeker mold repaints.
Well, that's interesting.
That would be an interesting theory.
In all seriousness, though, it wouldn't be too far-fetched for some bigger
what they should
retailer
do?
to buy a
What
dead company.
They should start all the way back to the beginning, same exact mold degradation and all, re-release from the beginning, and make the rest of the headmasters baths. So you have to fucking buy
them
over and over and over again.
Like release Highbrow, but the only way to get his head and guns is you got to buy Cupola. You got to buy Cupola.
Cupola
at full price, not the KO price.
Right. Cupola? No, Starscream. Isn't Cupola the other headmaster?
He is, but we already have him. And remember,
Exactly.
Remember, I think it was Yes Model, which is, a question. But someone actually KO'd that Cupola, but it was like exactly the same quality and plastic as the actual Make Toys, but like a fraction of the price. Like, did you guys produce too many? You just came up with a company to get rid of these?
No, I don't. I think. Yeah, no, I don't think that would be too good. You have to buy a Cupola. You should just have to buy Seekers over and over again.
I like it.
Buy Seekers repeatedly. You want to get that? You want anyone else? You need to just keep buying Seekers over and over again. That's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. High-res pics of NewAge's ARC entry to Legoy or Great Success.
So I figured talk about that since we got some good pictures.
After I saw that this thing was made out of Legos, I was like, oh, that's super cool. And then so as soon as someone pointed out it's made out of Legos, I'm like, oh, this is so shit. I mean, if I had a Lego room or something like this, I'd probably be all over it, right? But I don't. I feel like it doesn't fit with my legends, So.
No.
If I had a Lego table somewhere and I could make a park and then there's a mountain with the arc crashed into it, oh, that's fucking cool. But I don't know.
If you go through these pictures, there's one fairly far along that actually has a bunch of the Legends figures in front of it.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And I gotta say, to me, looking at this with that picture, if the mountain parts, like the khaki color, tan color, were actually like molded plastic, but the arc itself and the door were still made out of those Legos, I wouldn't hate this as much.
Yes, I agree. I can agree with that.
But the Lego rocks look stupid.
They do.
It's because as Transformers collectors, we're used to seeing waffles, you know, but not on our Rock Lords.
Yeah.
Ooh. The one picture, though, where you do see all the underside of the Legos looks real bad.
Yeah, I agree. So,
Like,
I don't know. I thought this was super cool, and then I was like, I'm glad I did not pre-order. Like, I saw, like, I'm waiting for the price, and then I saw a price, and the price is absurd, too.
What's the price?
Can't remember.
It is
Let's
expensive.
say it's $350.
Yeah, something like that. Let me see.
All right.
I gotta see if I can find it now, because I really need to find it. But
you're not buying it? Even if it was $50, I don't think you'd buy it.
no, I'm not getting it. So
It's $235.
yeah, it's too much.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'll drop it in chat.
For essentially, and it's $299 if you get it on the Chosen Prime. So I was like, no, thank you.
That's the show Z price.
Yeah, if essentially knockoff Legos, and we know knockoff Legos are not always the best quality, right? Like, so. Like, I don't know. This should have been something that should have been like $100 or less if it's Legos like this. And what I really would have preferred would have been like you said, like give me a casted rock piece. Give me, like I could deal with the Lego arc, but even then, give me a casted arc and let me assemble these like 5 different pieces that make this set, but like cast it and make the price less than this Lego monstrosity. I
just hope the instructions are shit.
Mm-hmm.
And people are just like, what the fuck? How do I put this mount together?
Yeah, it's possible. I have a spaceship from that game that I really enjoy playing with Rich. That is a knockoff Lego, and it is hard to get it put together. It was hard to get it put together with the instructions because it wasn't always clear what it was looking for, what colored piece, or this, that, or the other thing. And I expect no less from this, honestly. So.
I hope all the Lego pieces on the page are wireframe, and it's
it's hyper zoomed in, and they just show which peg it goes on, but not which peg on the actual thing.
Oh my god, that would be
like when they do those instructions that they hyper zoom in on a knee. I like it.
Oh right, and you've got to twist it and turn it to find the fucking Rorschach to match your like, Rorschach.
And then only to find out that they actually left like. Oh, they took this panel off of this toy, or it wasn't here when they took a picture of this, so it doesn't look like this actually, you know?
Or like, oh no, the imaging, they'll be like, you know what? Yeah, let's just show what the inside of the leg is if this big floppy mess of kibble wasn't in your way.
Yeah, if it wasn't there.
You know?
Oh, because that's what it looks like to me.
Looking for a Swoop Loki crossover figure? No? Well, too bad. PanguToys made one. Pangu.
Pangu's the one who made that other Legend scale Omega Supreme that just looks bad next to NewAge.
He's good. He's not bad. You know, I mean, you know, he's a little brother that tries really hard. He's not like he's not terrible. But he's a knockoff of DX9 though. That's what he is.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's like just a downsized knockoff of Gabriel.
That's not a bad idea to do, though. You know, Gabriel was pretty successful. I don't know what the hell this is.
Swoop?
If you look at it, he transforms. Keep going, and you'll see he's got this weird pterodactyl spaceship mode.
Yep, I don't understand this.
I don't get this at all. But he comes with the Tesseract and everything.
He looks. I will say, he looks more samurai than whatever that other Legends Iron Factory. Like half of their stuff is doing.
He's a samurai Viking god dinosaur knockoff.
I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be, other than obviously.
Oh, it says he's retooled from their Cyclonus, apparently. I don't know that. I didn't know they had a Cyclonus, but
This looks like a Swoop. I mean, the only Cyclonus Samurai version is the Iron Factory, which this could possibly be a KO of.
Oh yeah, somebody says it's a KO of Iron Factory's Haniyamaru, but
Cyclonus.
redone to look like MCU Loki.
I can tell you right now, these samurai figures, notwithstanding the Grimlock, the hip skirt stuff they have going on is always a Ghibli fucking horror show. It's not fun at all. It's not fun. Like I still have, I think I was going to ship the Bobby to review the Prowl, the Samurai Prowl. I couldn't transform him. Not because the transformation is difficult. It's just it's all ball joints and kibble.
All balls.
All balls and kibble, and the joints themselves. It'll be like a ball joint on an arm into a joint, and that it's just so stiff you can't move it without ripping the kibble off of the shit ball joint. So it's a box of parts. That's what I'm sending him, and he's gonna have to reassemble it. You know, the whole thing's in pieces. I gave up on it. Their drift is crappy like that. The only two, their original one, they did. What was that guy? Death. The guy with the skull. What the hell was his name? Death's Head. He was sick. You know. But then they went downhill, and Grimlock's good. But it's these ones like this. You know, Ironhide's cool. You know, but again, it's the ones that have these hip skirts and stuff. It's just gratuitous kibble. I can't imagine they improved on it. I just can't. But it looks nice. That's the thing. They look nice if you get them at the right angle. But in hand, it's a great example of something that seems very impressive, photographs really well, but is really the opposite. It's the inverse in hand playability-wise. You don't want to even touch them. You know, once you've got them not falling apart, it's like a Gundam. Once you've got them not falling apart on your shelf, don't move them. Leave them alone. Although Gundam tend to fall apart anyway. Anyway. Oh, God. Oh, it's the company name. Okay. Wonderful Trans teases a wonderful trailer for their wonderful IDW Optimus. Oh, God. Wonderful Trans. And this is just a knockoff of the Flames toys, no?
But it transforms. So if you look at the second link as the reference, that's a good looking Prime. And it transforms.
That's wild.
Pretty impressive because, yeah, it does look like the Flames toys.
Where are we? Second link. Yeah. That's insane.
I might have to get this at least the Prime.
Look, I'm sure they're cheating with your photos, right? You're kind of getting only one angle as far as I can tell, but maybe that's good enough. You know, I mean,
the truck, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty good from those angles. That looks pretty sick.
Yeah, you get a back angle too, where you can see
there
the
you
back
go. You
of the
do
cab.
get a back angle. It's messy, but who gives a shit? It's Cybertronian.
Yeah,
right?
they give you some good angles if you go through this.
Yeah, it's not messy to the point where I'm like, wow, they really phoned it in. It's messy, quote unquote. Just it's not tuned clean.
Yeah.
But it all everything seems to have a place, and the colors work and the shapes work. I don't mind it at all. This looks good.
Yeah.
I wonder what the joints are like, though. You know, one thing about Flame Toys has had joint issues. That's the thing. They've had joint issues here and there. Like Tarn has some leg joint issues. Victory Leo? Piece of shit. That is the biggest piece of shit they've ever done. It's horrible, and he falls apart in your hand. So I'd be interested to see if they found a way to improve his joints while adding transformation joints. Because he's a good figure. Prime has good joints.
So their first figure, Wonderful Trans, was that Drift. I can't remember what his name is.
They did the Flame Toys Drift?
No, I don't think it's Flames toy. Well, it might look like it. Let me look it up.
Let's see. That Drift also is holding up over time well. Flame Toys. Wonderful Trans.
If you just click on that Wonderful Trans on that second link, you can go right to Ronin. That's what they called him. White Ronin. So I don't have him. He looks really cool. I don't know how the joints are on him, but
let's see. Come on, load, you shitty ass web page.
I seem to remember somebody, might have been Bobby, saying that the transformation on this was a nightmare.
Oh, that's the wonderful trans. Okay.
IDW drift.
This is different. This is IDW, but it doesn't look like the Flame Toys. That's gorgeous.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean, if you like fans toys, where you go from a nice looking bot to a nice looking alt mode in general, and you don't mind a nightmare of a transformation, it's worth it. You know?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
But so yeah, this is their tease of a trailer, which I don't know if this trailer is based on.
It looks like the God Bomber trailer.
It does look like the God Bomber trailer, but was that in IDW like that?
I have no clue.
Well, no, they might have knocked off the armor upgrade for Prime. Prime, I don't think it came out yet. Their Flame Toys is doing Jetwing Prime. But this would be God Bomber.
This looks more like God Bomber, yeah.
That's so weird. But what about the bottom one? Is that Jetwing?
That looks like Jetwing. I don't know if that's... I'm not sure why they put that art there.
Because they're probably going to take the design for the Jetwing too. That's where Flame Toys fails. They didn't... And I don't know. I don't think they should bother with this because it's going to affect their name. Like, when they designed Star Saber, they did not design him with the prescience. Is that the word? You know, the forethought of maybe we're going to have him combined with Victory Leo someday.
Yeah.
So they eventually came out with Victory Leo. It looks amazing in photos, but in hand it literally falls apart in your hand. This thing's really fucking expensive with lots of spindly, teeny bits. Mm-hmm. So shit breaks on it when it falls apart. And he can't stand under his own weight, right? Because of the extra weight on these friction joints.
Yeah, so, why didn't they design them together? That seems
don't know, but they're doing the same thing with the Prime. God Bomber Prime is coming out and he's massive. It's massive. And it's going to be a massive failure because the Prime was not designed with a combined mode in mind. And I just don't know why people are loving it. I'm just like, are you all stupid? Do you not know how you got fucked on like a $400 accessory that ruins your Star Saber? You know? And I mean, so I can't imagine, not unless they're swapping things out for ratchets, because Flame Toys don't have ratchets really. It's just friction joints. They're elegant, but you can't overload them.
I don't think this is a knockoff of Flames Toys, though. I think they just took that Flames Toys model and said, let's make our own version of this that transforms. So, I mean, that's my hope.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's a knockoff. You're right. It can't be a knockoff. It can't be, because the entire frame is different.
Yeah.
The Flame Toys skeleton is an action figure, so it can't be a knockoff. It's just they copied the aesthetic, which, you know what? That's fair game. That's fair game in my book. It ain't your Optimus. It's our Optimus. So hopefully this guy has ratchets. If he has ratchets, you're good, you know. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna pass the torch to Justin because I have got to go get my brats to sleep, and it's at a good point because I'll just be shitting all over your official news anyway.
But that's the fun part.
Although the Human Centipede, when you get to the Human Centipede Beast Wars edition, think of me, okay?
You know I will.
All right, gentlemen, it was a
pleasure. I'm going to think of you with the first one, the Hasblo.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, gentlemen, have a good night.
Good night.
Good night, Robert.
Happy belated Thanksgiving.
You
Same to you. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, so up next, is he gone? Can we talk about him now? No. Up next, we're on official news. Hasblo's November live stream with Reactive and more. And I'll be honest, I did not watch any of this because I don't give a shit. I did see the rumblings of the Reactive Optimus Prime and Soundwave, and there is the whole, like, why is Soundwave a vehicle thing? And I don't know. He feels uninspired, and they're just like, we got to put Soundwave's head on something. What can we do? Prime looks fine, right? So
And so these are based on that game, right? The Reactive game or whatever it's called.
There's a game? I don't even know.
Yeah, so if you look at the second link, I was going to put them together, but I left them out. I left them as separate. There's a link to the actual game designs for Transformers, Reactive, Soundwave, and Laserbeak, actually. And I got to say, like, okay, the first picture where it's just robot mode,
yeah, he
looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is the game design, though. When you look at the actual figure that's coming out,
yeah, it doesn't look.
It looks like
shit.
That.
Yeah.
No, it's like inspired by that picture. It's like his legs are all spindly.
The same for the truck. The truck looks a lot cooler in this mode than it does for real. I see when I look at the truck, like, okay, he's an off-roader. He looks like he's got some kind of like satellite dish on the back and stuff. Like, okay, maybe I could get behind that somehow.
I mean, it's still a stretch, but it's like, okay, he's some kind of off-road communication expert in a Mad Max world.
But then the Soundwave himself doesn't seem to have like the satellite dish and stuff. He's just like a bastardized truck that doesn't even look anything like the picture. The only thing about the picture is like we put the Soundwave chest on the hood, right, guys?
Right.
And like, yeah, okay, you did that, I guess. Like nothing about the truck looks like this. So
right. And that radar dish on the back or radar antenna on the back is not really a dish. Why not make that like Ratbat or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Laserbeak, he looks cool. His alt mode is something. I guess it's the same relative shape as the cassette, but it doesn't.
Where do you
it's
see?
Not,
okay. I see. Yeah.
In the game, in the second link in the video game designs, it's like he looks like an engine.
He does.
You could have made him a Power Master or something.
Yeah, you could do something like that. Like I feel like and we were having this side discussion on our own time that Soundwave is hard, right? Because cassette tapes are not exactly something that people are going to the store and buying cassettes anymore. Digital media, all that is like even like. USB sticks and stuff, they're all getting like phased out and going away. So like, you have to kind of come up with something to make Soundwave work that way. And that can be difficult, but like you can do more creative than this, So.
Agreed. The other thing about Soundwave is and they do a very good job of like kind of hiding this. There's even a picture where they have Soundwave and Prime next to each other, but it's not actual toys standing next to each other, and they look like they're the same height, but then somebody posted a picture of in-hand images, and Soundwave is much smaller than Prime.
Yeah. Well.
But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not for me. What else is there anything else in the Reactive stream? That...
Let's see. It was one other.
We got Frenzy Rumble turning into a cube. We got a
lot of this we've seen before.
Yeah.
So there's more pictures of that leader Megatron, which I don't know why is a triple changer. That jet mode looks like shit. It looks like they just.
It's the Studio Series one.
Yeah, it's that Studio Series.
Yeah. I mean, the jet looks stupid. It literally looks like you just tacked it on. You're like, he's a jet. Because he can be. It's like it looks like a fan mode, right?
It's exactly what I was gonna say, a fan mode.
Yeah, It's like one of those things. Like I can also turn my Megatron into this when you curl this up this way or do that. And like okay,
it's like this was supposed to be a Cybertron mode, like he's in Megatron who's never adopted an Earth mode. So I guess you can hide behind that a little bit, but. It's a bit much. The tank looks fine. The tank looks like some kind of metal slug.
Yeah, exactly. Tank is fine, I suppose.
It's fine, I guess.
Yeah.
And the robot's fine. Again, it looks like that concept art, so it's pretty neat looking, I guess.
What I always really like about these presentations is the people that they have in the background. I'm gonna go up and look and judge. Let's see. Oh, what happened? There it is. All right. So who do we have? Evan, who's the designer. He's like, I have a G1 movie shirt. Look, I'm a fan. Mark, the designer, is like, I have a Transformers, I don't know, Letterman type jacket. And then Ben, who's in marketing, I'm like, how the fuck did you market yourself to Hasbro, dude? And all he could do is put Pulse in a way that you can't really see. It says Pulse, it just says Ulse. And Transformers t-shirt underneath. Way to go. So you guys are cool and you're hip, and we should love your products, right? So.
Yeah. What's really funny is I remember when they first started doing these, and I tuned into one, and I think it was that Mark guy was like, yeah, I've been a fan for years, as you could tell from my office or whatever. And it was because it was through COVID. Mm-hmm. And they were like live streaming from their house, like through a Teams call or something. And he's got these shelves behind him with nothing but Transformers on them. But the funny thing is, everything was recent. It's like, you're not a fan. You don't have any real G1. You've got a couple G1 reissues. You've got a bunch of the recent shit on your shelf. Exactly. It's obviously I'm an original G1 fan starter kit that Hasbro mailed to you. And they said, okay, you work from home, but you got to clear a wall, put some shelves up, put all this shit we're going to mail you, and say you're Uberfan 2000. What's your shirt size?
Yeah.
Because we're going to mail you a bunch of shirts and jackets and shit to wear.
Make sure you're wearing them. Yeah.
Wash them a few times so they look faded and vintage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know.
And then like they had another one where this Evan dude was on, and he had the same like G1, collector starter kit in the background. And then like the next one, he had some actual vintage figures there. Like, okay, this dude just went on eBay and said vintage G1 and bought some shit and threw it on that shelf.
Let me see what I can have.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
else.
these types of things that Hasbro likes to do, I don't really understand why they like to do it. Like, I guess they're trying to get on the social media with the young kids and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. I feel like they fail at every aspect. Like, it doesn't ever come off as genuine. Like the reactions of 40-some-year-old men with some of this stuff, I'm like, that's. Like, come on, man. Like, it's not authentic. Like, I saw one for, like, Indiana Jones, and, like, they have this, like, role-play whip toy that makes this little, like, when you, like, do it. Amazing. And, yeah, they're like, oh, it's so realistic and stuff. I'm like, it's nothing like a real whip, And, like, it's just, like, it's so stupid. Like, they're just, I don't know. I don't get this type of marketing. Clearly, that's what got Ben into his position by the looks of Ben. I don't know. Make some good products. So you're excited over peddling trash. I'm gonna stand outside. With trash from my trash can and just start yelling at my neighbors, all excited as they pass by. Yeah, sure. So let's see. Scorponok. What else? Go ahead.
I was gonna say one thing I want to go back to. Just I did have one more thought. Well, two, I guess, on the reactive stuff. Or reactivate. Sorry. First of all, that Starscream, remember how we were talking about how he's got a gray wing and he's like kind of not symmetrical with design, coloring. It kind of dawned on me that maybe they're trying to pull that Energon Starscream aesthetic. Do you remember him, that deluxe where he came back in the cartoon as like a ghost and like his wing was all like damaged and
I recall
color, and I don't know, maybe they're going for that. But the big thought on the Reactivate, I get it. We're seeing figures from a game we haven't seen or played yet. Maybe there's gameplay on YouTube. I don't know. I haven't looked. Maybe the game is awesome.
I won't be looking.
That is the reason I haven't looked.
I will not be looking.
I haven't looked. But maybe the game is awesome. Maybe it's the Armada PlayStation 2 game.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? Maybe it's that. If it is, kudos to them for kind of doing their own thing, but keeping in the same kind of G1 vein, or in the in the main.
Now, what it'll end up actually being is just some microtransaction garbage, I'm sure.
Probably web browser based or something stupid.
Yeah, it's not even gonna be for like a console. It'll be like some cheap ass like phone or browser based game that just wants you to pump money in a buck so you can get the skin.
Let's see what this says. there's a trailer for it. Coming to PC and consoles soon. Yeah, maybe. I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly. Where's the trailer?
I haven't watched it yet, but let me toss it in chat here since I got it up. Are we gonna watch the trailer? Let's see what this is.
Let's take a look. I'm gonna take a look.
It's a minute 12, minute 13.
All right. You know what we're gonna do? Let's watch the trailer, and we'll reconvene with the listeners. We'll put the trailer in the thing. So we'll pause. We'll look at the trailer, and we'll be right back. All right. So after taking 30 whole seconds, real quick, I'm like, I have seen this, and we recalled we have seen this trailer. So this is that asymmetrical gameplay that has gotten really popular as of late, where you have, 4 characters take on like the one. It could even be more than 4. I know Dragon Ball is like 8 or something that takes on a Dragon Ball boss, and it's supposed to be, that style of gameplay where the larger team is designed to lose against the big overpowered singular character. So that's what this is. I totally forgot this thing was coming out. So it is coming out, and I'm sure it will actually be riddled with microtransactions. But go ahead.
Transformers Rise. That's what it was called previously.
Transformers fail.
Yeah. You know what's going to be amazing? This is what we started to talk about. If you don't actually ever play a Transformer, you just play the human in the battle.
I also like that the
announcement
trailer just refuses to actually show you anything about the game. It's just like, here's the quote unquote story. Like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And then here's some cutscenes.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is not my type of game. Looking at the trailer, though, I could tell you the Soundwave in the game is probably not looking like the Soundwave toy that's being released. So, all right. So that's what the trailer is. We're going to move on.
Moving on.
Bukkake Thundercracker official images. So this is actually... You might as well just leave it. Bukkake. Kotobukiya. Oh, God. And it's one of these things. So you know it. Oh, jeez. Rich, what did you do to me? You know damn well what this thing was when you put it out there and the types of videos that people are going to make about it online. That's disgusting. We got to move on. I can't.
Everybody already knows what it is. So.
No, moving on. You've seen them at a con, I'm sure. If you live in Saudi Arabia, go ride this Transformers Axis coaster and come to be a guest on All Hail Unicron to tell us about the ride. So I guess in a Saudi Arabian theme park, there is currently, at least, a Transformers roller coaster. That's
or it's
cool.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't. If you look at the images, it's kind of funny. There's nothing about this that looks Transformer-y. Other than it just looks like
the colors.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that's the thing of a lot of these things. Like you look at like Six Flags and they have like Superman, and it's just like, blue and red and yellow, and it's Superman. Like, okay.
It's basically who owns the park at the time.
Yeah.
Like we have one Kings Island and we had a Top Gun ride.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I think Paramount owned them, and it was Paramount Kings Island. And then they got bought by I think Six Flags or something, and the Top Gun ride just got renamed, and that's it. They just changed all the signs, and now it's some
exactly
name.
Yeah. So this is fine.
This looks cool.
The picture 9, it just looks like someone printed out a roller coaster on their 3D printer.
It's like this isn't really being built. They just used Roller Coaster Tycoon or whatever that game is.
Exactly. Put me on the moon. I want to simulate the moon. So
look at picture 15.
Let me go back. Hold on. I closed it. I was getting ready to move on. 15. Yeah.
Are those like the little Starscream pilots that came with MP3 in the coaster there?
It might be.
Yeah, this all just looks like a CGI simulation.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting.
I challenge all of our listeners in Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm. all of you. And also, be careful if you live in that side of the world. That's a crazy area. I don't know. How long does a roller coaster stay in Saudi Arabia? I don't know. Just, asking for a friend. So Robert wanted us to remember him. The Human Centipede Beast Wars edition. So I think on a previous episode, it might have been last episode, we had actually said, do they have the combined beast mode thing?
Exactly.
Yes, they do. And it looks as terrible as you want. What I love about this picture is it looks like the Tyrannosaurus and the Pteranodon have penetrated. And then his head's like facing backwards, like, what the fuck? I can't, man. It's like you can't even make it up. It's so awful. It's absolutely awful. Yeah, so this exists. This is a thing. Part of me wants to get it just to put it on my shelf, just like this, and leave it there so people think I have a problem. I mean, in fairness, I have a problem, right? So, this looks awful.
And I know that this is a legit thing from back in the day with Beast Wars Neo, but
I recall.
This looks like some fan said, you know what? There are no combiners in Beast Wars. Yes, I know there are, but this looks like somebody said, hey, there's no combiners in Beast Wars. So I made one.
Yep.
Check it out.
I took these dinosaur robots and I stuck them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that always bothered me about this combiner, the original even, Magmatron, is that you have 3 dinosaurs who have individual dinosaur modes, and then they have this thing that, this from the Thing, or even Centipede, or Enter, or any horror movie of your choice. But they don't have individual robot modes. They just have the one combined robot mode.
Yeah.
And I always thought,
that was
why
weird
did they
too.
go for this? Why did they go for this
especially
abortion?
Especially like when you had so much like kibble and stuff hanging off of it. Like it's like JRX, the whatever, the train bots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Like if they didn't have their individual robot modes, like it'd be the same type of thing. It doesn't feel like a complete combiner because it's not 3 individual robots, right? Like, and like the idea of the one robot having these 3 different parts that, I guess asynchronously think or whatever, and then form this one thing that is somehow better than they're separated. Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I always thought that was weird. Even Magmatron did that too, right? Did he have? No, he did have individual robots, didn't he? I don't know.
The original? No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm remembering. Yeah, okay. Didn't they call them like Prowl and stuff like that, though? I think they did.
No, you're thinking of Magna Boss.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, in the U.S., they gave him...
I'm sorry. I was using
like
Magmatron, which is this one. Yeah. So, Magnatron, he had... Or Magna Boss, I'm sorry. He did have individual robot modes, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
He was a lion, an eagle, and an elephant.
Right.
Prowl, Silverbolt, and Ironhide. And they each had their own beast and robot modes. Same with Tripredacus, or I'm probably getting that name wrong. The Beast Wars, the Predacon combiner.
Yeah, and so, and I agree with you. Like, because I remember I got this toy back, I don't even remember when. It was many years ago. And I was like, oh, wait, Beast Wars has combiners? And, like, yeah, so I... picked it up thinking like, oh, that's cool. I'll check this out. And it was definitely not cool. and I don't know if it ever registered to me at the time that it didn't have individual robot modes for these 3 dinosaurs, but like it totally should, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I definitely get that feeling of like, there's no combiners. I'm going to make a combiner. It totally feels like one of those fans things that I combine these 3 things that aren't really supposed to combine, to make my own combiner here. I agree with that.
This looks like somebody posted this like fan mode Beast Wars Neo. And then the first comment is always like somebody going, cool, want, whatever. And then there's always a comment that's like second or third that just says, does it transform? And then, no.
And then you
Like
posted
somebody
the
had to
comment. Where
glue
was
it
the
together.
comment you saw? You posted in the chat.
I posted it in our chat on Facebook. Where is it? The top comment was, I think we've all been there at some point in our lives after way too many drinks.
I have not,
goes-
sir. But thank you. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I don't know. Moving on. Unused Legacy Strax's art has surfaced. Let's see.
Yeah, I guess it was a leader class Straxus that they were going to put out, but they canceled.
The art looks cool.
Yeah.
Original
thanks.
body and after accident. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, they probably couldn't figure out which mold they had to recycle this off of, and then they decided to cancel it, right? Like, let's be real.
Oh, yeah. This was definitely going to be some kind of retool.
Yeah. And they were just like, yeah, well, we don't know what we're going to use, so cancel this one. All right. G.I. Joe collaboration Soundwave comparison pics. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Or as I like to call it, the ugly, and the ugly.
Yeah, so I posted 2 links here. Just for discussion, brief discussion, conversation. And I don't know if you've seen the size comparison, but this Soundwave is way bigger than a modern leader class.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Well,
But
to get the 3 3/4 scale, he kind of has to be.
right.
Yeah, I don't own any of these. I don't particularly think any of them as Transformers look very good. Yeah, so I'm looking at the picture. I have Bumblebee, Megatron, and Soundwave. And does that
In their
Ravage
alt
come with
modes?
them?
He does. That's a repaint of the MP Ravage, oddly enough.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't think I'm looking at I'm looking at the ones where you have them in their robot modes. I'm not sure which link
Okay.
that is.
That's the second one, I think.
Yeah, so it has the first picture is Soundwave and Megatron and Ravage. And I guess they look fine for what they have going on, but the aesthetic is just like, it's just so much shit all over him that like it's really off-putting as a character.
So my one thing I wanted to point out, if you go back to the first link,
Yeah.
the vehicle modes, and you scroll through till you get the picture of Soundwave in alt mode next to the actual Dreadnought vehicle.
Yeah.
And there's a couple pictures of that. And I'm like, you know what? They pretty well nailed it.
Yes, the vehicle I would say they nailed. So
Yeah. And I realized, I think my problem with these, and then if you go look at that second link, is it's like, even if you look at the link of the 3 alt modes together, the hiss and the, they look great. The alt modes look spot on.
Yep.
But then the robot modes, it's like, if it's almost like if they would have gone a little further to hide some of this kibble or to make the kibble transform away, or, wheels kind of fold into legs and make it far less look like, oh, that's a Bumblebee head with some junky ass play school Transformer body on him.
Yeah, so like when I look at these things, okay, like I'm with you 100%. I think the vehicles on all of them look good. Like I think the I forget what the AWE is, that the Striker, yeah, that's what it's called. The Striker looks good. The his tank looks good, and so does the Dreadnought's car, which I can't. The Thunder, I forget, I can't remember what it's called. But it looks good. Like they look really good, and I think that for a G.I. Joe, that's great. They look fine. And then my problem comes that when you get to the characters, I think it looks like garbage. Like Megatron is probably the best looking of them. I don't know. I'm not really sure. just because he is a tank. But I don't know. He's got so many weird things going on. Like he's got the gun that looks like his scope, but then a scope that plugs on, and then he's got all that extra shit. And then Bumblebee is like, let's just shoehorn Bumblebee in here. Like I'm like, I don't. Why did you choose Bumblebee? And then why did you choose Soundwave as the Dreadnought car? You know, like why Soundwave? Like I'd have less issues even with how these looked if they just made them like unique robotic characters and didn't just shoehorn Soundwave, Megatron, and Bumblebee in there. You know, like what if they just made like remember way back in the day they did the Marvel crossover thing, and like it was like Venom turned into like the muscle car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and the Hulk turned into the tank. It's like, well, just do that for G.I. Joe and don't shoehorn Bumblebee into it, but make whatever new character you want to make, and it's just this transforming G.I. Joe vehicle, you know, like, because it would look a whole lot better to me if instead of putting any of the paint on that made him Bumblebee, maybe like you kind of dry brush some dirt onto it, and you know he had like the olive green and you know maybe like a black steel type paint going on, and it was not Bumblebee's head, like because like if you took Bumblebee's head off and you made this picture grayscale and said, what character is this? Bumblebee's not the one that's coming to everybody's mind, right? Like,
oh no.
And
the Hound is much closer to like Hound. Yeah.
Like it could be Hound, or it could be Bulkhead, or freaking dive into whatever vault of characters you have that you just want to grab the name for, you know? So,
you know, I'm fine with them. I mean, because obviously you're not going to find exact vehicle matches between G.I. Joe and Transformers. I think that they could do a better job maybe matching up characters to vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
But really, I think the thing that bugs me about these is simply that they just look cheap and childish in robot mode.
Yeah, I agree.
I really appreciate that they nailed the alt mode so well for 3 3/4.
Yeah.
And in the one, you can even see a picture of the SDCC Soundwave hiss that they did that does not transform.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Make that transform. But then when I see Megatron as a hiss, it's like, oh, he just looks like a big,
like there's a lot of
clunky.
Like, it's something that more money could have been put into that could have made this ultimately better feeling. So
yeah.
And like when I look at whatever the Dreadnought car is, I like I said, why Soundwave? Soundwave is not this. What I actually look at when I look at the colors, I'm like, why not like give it like a prime breakdown like head going on? Call it breakdown, kind of aesthetically style it after that breakdown, but maybe it fits into like that more G1 look like they've been doing with the Legacy collection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, because Breakdown has that blue, and he's big and bulky in some kind of car. Well, he was a kind of like a armored truck with angles and stuff. But I mean, it applies, right? Like you could very much do something like that and make it work. So
yeah, you can make Bulkhead like the Rhino or something.
Yeah. So I don't know.
There's plenty they could do. It's just I really wish that, and it worries me because I love the Rattler, and I just know they're gonna make this big hollow piece of shit.
They're gonna call it Starscream.
Of course they are. And then they're gonna release the other two, but it's and that's fine. I would love a Starscream Rattler that was awesome. That looked awesome when he transformed. He had enough of the Rattler elements, but also Starscream elements. Like you said,
he's not going to though.
This Bumblebee, yeah, exactly. He's not, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
this Bumblebee is not Bumblebee. It's a transforming Striker with a Bumblebee head on it and some yellow to make you think it's Bumblebee.
And then like you look at this stuff, and it's like when you really stop and look at it, like look at the Soundwave in the first picture, the second link that you sent out, the one where he's standing next to Megatron. So you got the front end of the car is just like hanging off his arm as like these hollow scoops. Like, why didn't you make it so that panel closes up over the left side, the part closest to his chest, which like clearly looks like it's open to me. I can't tell because there's just too much stuff in the way. But like you could have had that close around the forearm, right, to at least make it look better that way. Like put that extra time into cleaning that up, so that's not hanging off. The wheels could have folded onto the back somehow. Just doing those things alone would have cleaned up the top end of Soundwave. I don't think his legs look particularly bad, like given what he transforms into. I think I'm okay with that, but clean up the extra shit hanging off. Megatron, you got the big old shoulder pads here. Those working woman 80s shoulder pads, and then you've got like a big piece of the tank that just is a shield or something on his other arm. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, they're like, this is fine.
Yeah, and then so Bumblebee gets the most bulkhead look because he has the bulkhead things on over his shoulder there, and the big ass tires on all over his body that you didn't do anything with. Like if you did a thing to make, like, what if there was like some kind of armature that they kind of compressed as a backpack, the 4 tires as a backpack, but it cleaned up the front silhouette or something, like it is a shame because like the
giant wheels on his
so
legs
good
too.
Yeah, and
they're kind of hiding behind his hand and the gun, but he's got the giant wheels on his legs too. It looks just
yeah.
And Megatron's got the half treads on his sticking off the side of his legs. Could they not make those fold into the legs somehow or something? I mean, it just feels like if somebody were to have taken this to the next level.
Right. It could have been something even more special had someone actually taken some time to do that. So, no, I agree with you fully. These are not my favorite things in the world to look at, but whatever, I suppose.
It's like it's right there. I always thought a Transformer G.I. Joe crossover line done proper would be awesome.
Yeah, it really could. Well, I mean, is it TFC? They've shown us that it can, right? Like they've done the Optimus Prime as the, what is it? The Rolling Thunder.
Rolling Thunder, yep.
And that is a fucking fantastic toy. And
really
then they came out and they did Destro's Dominator, which the only gripe I have about that is that they haven't done it in the Destro colors, but I don't hate the Megatron colored one I have,
So speaking of those two, if you look, they're actually set up for 1/60th scale figures.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have looked quite a bit for 1/60th scale figures that I could like get, and maybe like soldiers that I could get and like kind of customize to be Joes. And I've not had a whole lot of luck. I mean, I found some 1/60th scale figures, but
if you know any, find them. Let us know.
Yep.
We would be interested. So, yeah, I mean, I think I picked up, and I know they're not the right scale, but Jada Toys did like those die-cast G.I. Joes a while back, and so I picked those up specifically for that purpose, like to just be like, they're not the right scale, but they're close and good enough to stand in, So yeah. Well, yeah,
it makes me sad because I look at these alt modes and I'm like, the alt modes are great.
Yeah.
And you have just a little bit of extra stuff, like the hiss has, Megatron's cannon on it.
Yeah.
And that's cool. And, they would obviously, I would assume, maybe not. I don't see any Decepticon or Autobot symbols on them. But it's like, man, they're right there. You're so close. And then the alt mode or the robot modes, it's like,
Yeah, when I was little, I had this, it was a truck. It was like a green truck with orange bits on it. And it had a black rear like cover on the cab, and it like, I don't know if you remember like the Starcom stuff where you would hit a button and they would like kind of unfold the vehicle out. It was the same type of thing as that Starcom, but it was like military vehicle, so it was almost like this little like green Jeep with a black cover. It had an orange underneath, and you would hit the button and it would like fold out the back, and it had like 2 guns on there and stuff like that, and you could open the doors. It was probably, I want to say like 4 inches long, maybe by like 2.5 to 3 inches wide. Like it really was not a big toy. And it came with these little figures that, as far as I remember, had no articulation, but you could open the doors and they fit inside the vehicle. You know, and that's all I cared about. And I think one was molded in white plastic and one was molded in black plastic. So as a kid, it was always Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow in this little G.I. Joe vehicle that I had. And I'm like that's, I would love that type of scale, or even like the old Mask scale.
Yep.
You know, with like articulated little Mask figures as G.I. Joes. Because like as much as I love G.I. Joe, like G.I. Joe doesn't mean that much to me without including the vehicles. And like when I look at, you know, the whatever they are, the classifieds, I'm like, look, what pulled me out of them is knowing that I'm not going to have any place for like a HISS tank that fits this thing. You know, as gorgeous as it is, you know, I don't have a place for it. And like, yeah, you could, if you made the scale smaller, like you could make a flag that is the size of, you know, the Sky Striker currently.
A Titan class.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. I'd have to find
What was the line? They did Micro Machines a little bit, but there was another line that had small Joe figures. It was, I want to say maybe right before the Sigma 6 stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe I get the timeline wrong on that.
I'm not sure.
What was that?
And if someone knows what this pickup truck I'm talking about is, or this Jeep truck, put it in the comments, because like I would love to know what it is. It was definitely one of the things that like came with me in the car everywhere. And, like, yeah, it was just a fun. It was so tiny. Like it was like those like vintage green army men, like, you know, stamped figures. Like they didn't do anything, but like I had so much fun with that toy as a kid. I probably still have it somewhere. I just have to find it. So, I don't know.
So one other thing, there is a G.I. Joe tabletop game that's current that has box sets of figures, but they're unpainted. They're like tabletop game figures that are Joe's.
Huh, interesting.
So, but of course they're tabletop game figures, so they have zero articulation, and they come with a little base, so they're on a little base. I guess that would be fine to paint them up and have them with, you know, with the TFC. Because the other cool thing about the TFC is, both the figures, the Megatron and the Optimus, they both have cockpits. Again, for a 1/60th scale figure. But also, they both have a core bot that transforms into Optimus and Megatron, respectively, with a bunch of extra stuff that you can then add on to make like a super bot. Like, you know, they're taller, they have bigger feet, bigger hands, etc. But when you have just the core bot transformed into Optimus or Megatron, the other parts can make a base. Like a play set, like, you know, a base that, again, 1/60th scale figures can use, like gun placements and everything. So it would be awesome to find figures for that. I think that kind of thing would be perfect for a proper line.
Totally.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Do you remember another 80s toy line that I was thinking about? There was I think it was called Army Gear. Do you remember? They had like a canteen and like a watch and some other things.
Oh, yeah. That folded open.
Yeah, like I had that canteen and like it folded open to make a aircraft carrier.
What was that? It was what was that other toy line? Something Max. It was like the Polly Pockets for boys.
Mighty Max. Yeah.
Mighty Max. It was like Mighty Max, but it was all Army themed.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm looking at the old ad for it. You could not get away with these toys now. They have like an AK-47. No, it's actually a M16. It's not an AK-47. There's a different picture. What is that? Oh, it turns into a whole base. That's cool. The watch. I remember the watch. I think I had the watch. The flashlight and all these things like worked in some way too, a little bit. So like the flashlight obviously had a light. I know I had the aircraft carrier canteen. Oh, that's old memories, man. Let me see this
I've
aircraft carrier
never
thing.
had any of those, but I do remember them.
Yeah.
Yeah, send a link to the aircraft carrier. I want to see that one.
Let me find it here. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at it elsewhere. They have like grenades too. Aircraft carrier. Let me see this picture. No, where are you? Okay. This one's on eBay. I'm gonna send the eBay link. So listeners, it may be gone by the time you see it. No, this I don't want to show you that link. I'll send it to you after. So I gotta find it. I don't want to leave everyone hanging while I look, because you really need to see it with like the extra parts on there. Otherwise it's just not worth looking at. I don't know. Find it. Anyway, that's it. I think we have
That's
anything
it?
left. The tank's empty. Yeah.
It's like Hasbro's creativity. Tank's empty.
Aw, poor Hasbro. You feel so bad for
Poor
a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, it's just all kinds of tears over here. I feel
Yeah.
so bad.
Oh, here it is. I found a good picture. This is on eBay. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
It was super cool. Yeah, you had like the little, like everything stored inside this playset, and like you had your little pilot and all kinds of stuff. This was the biggest aircraft carrier I had as a kid. And I could put water inside the back of the aircraft carrier and carry it around and, make my toy wet. But it worked. All it was like a tiny little bladder, if I recall correct. If you look at the left side of the aircraft carrier, you'll see where the clip is, and I believe you could pull that up to store, like, it would store the tower and stuff and the little pieces to it, and then obviously in the front you could see where it's cut out underneath the jet plane. You lift it up and just drop the jet in and close it, and it folds up, and it makes a cool looking Army canteen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, last picture you could see the little bladder of water. Be sure to rinse before and after each play. Do not store water for long periods of time. Mine probably had water stored in it for long periods of time, which probably was absolutely disgusting.
What's with their Mortal Kombat wannabe flag?
That's a good question. When did this come out? 1988. Now, Mortal Kombat wasn't a thing yet, so... What is with Mortal Kombat's Galoob's Army Gear wannabe flag?
There you go. You know what? I think it was Sigma 6, but it wasn't the main, like, giant... What were the Sigma 6 figures? Like 8 inches or something?
Yeah,
but they also had those small figures.
Yeah. Oh, man. I have flashbacks.
The 2.5-inch scale subline. That's
Amazing.
What it was. Vehicles with figures. Sigma 6.
Yeah, and so
2.5-inch scale.
I kind of don't understand why G.I. Joe doesn't try that again. Just try it.
Yeah.
It might work, right? Maybe it won't, but whatever. Take a risk. You're a multi-billion-dollar company at this point. Like, take a risk. No, but instead, what you do is you'll throw everything on friggin' your HasLab's Kickstarter, and you won't take any chances on producing things on your own. So
yeah, you know what you do? You do a G.I. Joe line with the mask scale figures, and then you also do a mask line. Since they own Mask, they do a mask line. So everything's in scale, and you can take your mask figures and use them back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do a Transformers G.I. Joe, Transformers Mask crossover. Again, same scale.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Be freaking awesome.
It would be.
And then you take and you do a Titan class flag.
Yeah.
And then you retool it for some, I don't know, Cobra thing.
Yep. For sure.
Because they have to retool everything.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely get away with a like a retooled flag for Cobra purposes. So I'm sure you could.
Yeah, you could do it. You could turn it into something.
Yeah. Well, that's all she wrote. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
I got nothing.
Tank's empty. All right. So, as we say every week, special shout outs to Dust Mites for providing the beats to the theme song. Check out the Realm of Collectors over on Facebook. They've been around for a long time, and Dust Mites is certainly the godfather of the group. You got to give them credit where their credit is due. They are known, and they are known far and wide. So, Dust, we appreciate you. Thank you for still taking the time to consider us. Everyone who came from the old Shattercast Uncut days, we are grateful to each and every single one of you, as well as our new listeners who have maybe found us now. Never be afraid. Send us questions. We have, I don't even know what our email is anymore, if I'm honest with you. I believe it's all hailunicroncast@gmail.com. I would need to double check that. hailunicroncast@gmail.com. No, just hailunicroncast@gmail.com. Send us your questions. I think we still have questions that Rich wanted to know, and we haven't answered them. So maybe, I don't know. Rich, do you want to answer your questions sometime?
Let's do it.
So we'll do that. We'll plan to get that, but send us some questions.
We'll get back to questions.
Yeah, we like questions.
Yeah.
It gives us something to discuss, and obviously, by the time you hear from us, you've already seen the news, right? You really don't need us telling you the news. But what you do need is us telling you about your question. So send it to us, and we will get to it. Because I think discussion's more fun than actually going through the news personally. But yep, that's it. So on behalf of myself, Mr. Preordered, Mr. Sabado Gigante, and I wanted to say late great Oscar, but he's not late, and I don't want to put that ill will on anyone. The missing Oscar Alonso. He's not missing. He's just not in the mood to deal with show things at this point in time. So our hearts go out to Oscar. We hope to see him back soon. And other than that, we're getting out of here, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Good night.
Oh yeah, and also I realized that I forgot to clip out part of the previous show, made its way into the last show accidentally. So whoops, sorry about that. Just fast forward a little if you haven't heard last week's show, because there is some goddamn gold in that show. But anyway, I'm leaving. Bye.
Goodbye.